From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are following at this hour. Israeli forces killed at least 74 people in Gaza on Monday with airstrikes that left 30 dead at a seaside cafe and gunfire that left 23 dead as Palestinians tried to get desperately needed food aid, witnesses and health officials said. One airstrike hit Al-Baqa cafe in Gaza City when it was crowded with women and children, said Ali Abu Atella, who was inside. Without a warning, all of a sudden, a warplane hit the place, shaking it like an earthquake, he said. Dozens were wounded, many critically, alongside at least 30 people killed, said Faris Awad, head of the Health Ministry's Emergency and Ambulance Service in northern Gaza. Two other strikes on a Gaza City street killed 15 people, according to Shifa Hospital, which received the casualties. A strike in a building killed 6 people near the town of Zawaida, according to Al-Aqsa Hospital. The cafe, one of the few businesses to continue operating during the 20-month war, was a gathering spot for residents seeking internet access and a place to charge their phones. Video circulating on social media showed bloodied and disfigured bodies on the ground and the wounded being carried away in blankets. Meanwhile, Israeli forces killed 11 people who had been seeking food in southern Gaza, according to witnesses, hospitals, and Gaza's health ministry. And yet, Donald Trump still defends Benjamin Netanyahu for his acts of genocide on the people of Palestine. They both deserve to be dragged to The Hague to stand trial for their crimes against humanity and for genocide. The Senate's long day of voting turned toward evening Monday, with Republican leaders grasping for ways to shore up support for President Donald Trump's big bill of tax breaks and spending cuts, while fending off proposed amendments from Democrats who oppose the package and are trying to defeat it. The outcome was not yet in sight. Senate Majority Leader John Thune of South Dakota acknowledged the Republicans are figuring out how to get to the end game. And House Speaker Mike Johnson signaled the potential problems the Senate package could face when it eventually comes back to his chamber for a final round of voting, which was expected later this week, ahead of Trump's 4th of July deadline. I have prevailed upon my Senate colleagues to please keep it as close to the House product as possible, said Johnson, the Louisiana Republican, as he left the Capitol around dinner time. House Republicans had already passed their version last month. It's a pivotal moment for the Republicans who have control of Congress and are racing to wrap up work with just days to go before Trump's holiday deadline on Friday. The 940-page One Big Beautiful Bill Act, otherwise known as the Big Ugly Beautiful Bill Act, or BUBBA, as it's formally titled, has consumed Congress as its shared priority with the president. And environmental news. The Himalayan village of Samjung did not die in a day. Perched in a wind-carved valley in Nepal's upper Mustang, more than 13,000 feet above sea level, the Buddhist village lived by slow, deliberate rhythms, herding yaks and sheep and harvesting barley under sheer ochre cliffs, honeycombed with sky caves, 2,000-year-old chambers used for ancestral burials, meditation, and shelter. Then the water dried up. Snow-capped mountains turned brown and barren as year after year snowfall declined. Springs and canals vanished, and when it did rain, the water came all at once, flooding fields and melting away the mud homes. Families left one by one, leaving the skeletal remains of a community transformed by climate change, crumbling mud homes, cracked terraces, and unkempt shrines. The Hindu Kush and Himalayan mountain regions, stretching from Afghanistan to Myanmar, hold more ice than anywhere else outside the Arctic and Antarctic. Their glaciers feed major rivers that support 240 million people in the mountains and 1.65 billion more downstream. Such high altitude areas are warming faster than lowlands, Glaciers are retreating and permafrost areas are thawing as snowfall becomes scarcer and more erratic, according to the Kathmandu-based International Center for Integrated Mountain Development, or ICMOD. Kunga Gurung is among many in the high Himalayas already living through the irreversible effects of climate change. We moved because there was no water. We needed water to drink and to farm, but there is none there. 3 streams, and all 3 dried up, said Gurung, age 54. Climate change is quietly reshaping where people can live and work by disrupting farming, water access, and weather patterns, said Neil Adger, a professor of human geography at the University of Exeter. In places like Mustang, that's making life harder, even if people don't always say climate change is why they moved. On the everyday basis, the changing weather patterns, it's actually affecting the people and their ability to live in particular places, Edger said. That's the news at this hour. The Pennsylvania Equality Project is running its Discrimination Survey 2025. Details are available at paequality.com. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.